Well, I was gonna do a patch analysis, but then I procrastinated, and then, well, now he's gotten nerfed, and yeah, this is more of the title. But I'm still going to make a competitive analysis video like I usually do for the champions I main, which are pretty much Vel'Koz and Corki. In that last Corki video, which was patch 6.13, I pretty much explained why Hextech Gunblade was the new OP item on him, and basically why he had gotten nerfed and how he was still okay after those nerfs. But now, we are in Season 7, and so we're going to talk about Corki in Season 7 and the nerfs that he will eventually receive in patch 7.4. So, for a quick overview, Corki was pretty OP after his rework, and then he got nerfed, and then he was okay for a while, but no one really played him because there was just other OP shit.
I heard that.
What? The rebirth of Corki's popularity was rather low-key until a Smurf account that belonged to Dopa, the Korean solo queue prodigy, was uncovered by Reddit to have 45 straight wins, with almost half of them on Corki mid. What was interesting was his build, as he wasn't building Gunblade at all, which was pretty much the preferred build. He was opting to build Rapid Fire Cannon and Infinity Edge instead of Maw or Gunblade. Now, this led to many discussions on what was the best build path on Corki. During the opening weeks of competitive play, Corki mid was mostly played in the LCK, NALCS, and the LPL. What was the absolute most unique thing about Corki mid was that everyone built him slightly differently. Even with Keystone Masteries, usually Thunderlords is the way to go on the Corkman, but Samsung's Crown went Warlords and Vichi's Gaming's Easy Hoon took Storm Raider's Surge. An example of Corki's build diversity can be shown here with my half-assed infographic I tried making, and, well, I gave up on it since it took me almost 5 hours to make this. But, as you can see, no build path was the same for any of these players. Some opted to rush Gunblade first, like Keen on Team Dignitas, while others, like FlyQuest High, decided to follow Dopa's build more closely. Now, what I find interesting about players opting to build Rapid Fire Cannon and Infinity's Edge is that the crit build was severely nerfed when Trinity Force nerfs hit on patch 6.11. On that patch, the recipe for Triforce was changed from Zeal, which gave 20% crit chance and 15% attack speed with 1300 gold, to Stinger, which costs 1100 gold and gives 35% attack speed and 10% CDR. By removing 20% crit chance from Corki's first essential item, you downgrade to only having a 50% crit chance with the current crit build, opposed to the 70% chance. Now, 50% is not bad to be fair, and having 20% more attack speed and 10% more CDR at the cost of a 20% chance of critting can actually justify why players are building this more often. On patch 7.2, Hextech Gunblade received a minor nerf to its early damage, which kind of justified not building Gunblade anymore afterwards. Now, the standard build is Triforce, Sword Shoes, BF Sword, Rapid Fire Cannon, Infinity Edge, Void Staff or Liandry's, and then whatever situational item. Although the items give some insight on why Corki became meta, it still doesn't quite give us all the answers to why he became one of the highest priority mid laners in the competitive scene. And to answer that question, I'm going to bring back a point I made in my last video. I made an argument that with the course of 2 years, most mid lane champions have received changes that are overall nerfs. Now, this is due to a combo of Riot's balanced team's philosophy and in buffing and nerfing things, and as well as due to item and rework changes that occur over time. On the 7.1 patch, some of the high priority mid lane meta picks were bursty AP champions like LeBlanc, Syndra, Ryze, and Katarina. Corki does well into these matchups due to Hexdrinker and Maw of Malmortius being stronger than before, as Maw was buffed from 40 to 45 MR, 55 to 50 AD, and substituted 10% CDR from the previous 10% armor penetration. This allows for Corki to win trades against these bursty mages along with taking exhaust for extra survivability. To summarize, Corki mid is competitively strong because of the state of the mid lane meta and the general competitive metagame. Mid to late game poke compositions are especially strong right now, and Corki's mid game power spike goes along well with champions like Varus, Jhin, and Jace. Although 7.3's meta has a higher emphasis on champions that use lethality, Corki is still a viable pick for the mid lane, but not for long. As we saw last year, Corki appears to be too strong, especially in competitive play, being picked 274 times since the start of Season 7 and sitting at a 51.5 win rate across all regions, which is about his solo queue win rate as well. Although that's not an incredibly high win rate, he still is rather overwhelming. On patch 7.4, which is coming up, Riot Meddler stated that Corki and Jhin will receive nerfs within the next couple of patches, and right now Corki has some pretty heavy nerfs aimed towards his missiles. These are tentative changes since it's still on the PvE, but as of Tuesday morning the 21st, Corki's missile damage numbers and AD and AP scaling are getting hit pretty hard. This will hit Corki's mid-game pretty hard, but they're not completely gunning his other abilities to his kit, which personally I thought they would. However, they are compensating by buffing the Big One missile, which is the damage increase is raised from 50% to 150%. That's pretty nice considering how missiles will now be pretty useless, but it will definitely see the end of Corki in competitive play for a while. One nice thing they're adding is a missile counter, kind of like Jin's ammo system and Annie's stun indicator, which turns red when the Big One is ready to fly! That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching. If you watched this far, I would really appreciate if you could like the video, and if you enjoyed this kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe. I would really need the help since I'm a small YouTube channel. You can check out my Corki tips video to step up your Corki gameplay, and be on the lookout for an in-depth Vel'Koz guide coming out in the next 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.